Hey, what's up, guys? So I'm here to make another video. I'm gonna keep this one short, but I just thought I'd say my stance on politics. So as of right now, I am a Republican. I'm a Donald Trump supporter. Now, I used to be a Biden supporter, during the first elections, but then I stopped voting for Biden, because I saw the mistake that he made on stage, where he muffled his speech and he couldn't even speak. So we ended up getting a new president, President Donald Trump, and I think he's a lot better because during his first term, I don't think he was that good. I think he caused a lot of chaos in his first term, and I think one of the biggest things I dislike is that he raised the minimum smoking age from 18 to 21, which I don't understand why he did that. But I know that his new term has been pretty cool because, you know, the fact that people try and assassinate him, you know, the fact that he survived an assassination attempt and that he threw his fist in the air to support America, you know, that was the first thing that got my attention. That was the first thing that got my attention. I also just liked how he's, like, very memeable, so you can make a lot of memes out of him. And I like how he's involved in the community, so he likes to get involved in the community. He knows almost everything about YouTube. He knows almost everything about social media. So I support him for that. And I very much support him, you know, in a way that, like, I think the ICE situation could have been dealt with better. But at the same time, ICE is needed, not just for illegal immigrants, but for terrorism. Because if you think about it, because we've classified cartels as terrorists, they're more likely to do illegal action, such as terrorism. So if we were to use ICE to remove all the terrorists from inside the country, and we were to expel them back to Mexico, then it would make our cities and it'll make our states a lot much safer. Now, I'm not a fan of going after innocent people. You know, I don't think all people deserve to be detained by ICE. But I do think that there are terrorists in America, cartels. There is terrorism, and I think ICE does a great job dealing with the terrorism. And I think they do a great job handling the terrorist situation in the United States. And it makes me feel much safer having ICE in the streets, because they're effectively an anti-terrorism unit. And that's what most people overlook. Is they overlook that these people are not just trying to go after innocent people. They're trying to go after terrorists, you know, real people, like people who have committed murders, crimes, and that's personally who I believe they should be going after. You know, people who have done terrible things, not innocent people, but people who are clearly related to gangs, people who are clearly, you know, drug addicts or, you know, well, not even drug addicts, because I have my own personal belief about drug addicts. I personally don't believe that drug addicts deserve to be arrested. I think that they deserve their dealer to be arrested. The dealer deserves all the time in jail, not the drug addict. The drug addict doesn't deserve time in jail. It's the dealer that we want to go after, the one who gave them the meth. And not just well, yeah, anyone who deals it. So yeah, anyone who deals meth is who we want to go after mainly, like meth, narcotics, cocaine. So I don't think going after the addict really does anything. I think it's all about going after the dealer. And I do support him blowing up vessels in the ocean to stop terrorism. However, I would say that it didn't really do much because there's still like a massive flow of boats. But if we keep doing it, I'm very sure that it will accomplish a lot of things if we keep blowing up these boats. And if we were to set barricades in that part of the ocean for cartel, then that would also be smart as well. It would be smart, actually, to interrogate these people along with, keeping them alive. Maybe not blow all of them up, but keep some of them alive, and then we can interrogate them as they would interrogate somebody else. We do, unofficial interrogating, and we learn about their gangs, we learn about how they work, and then we eventually work with Mexican military to go into Mexico and deal with the gangs. And that's my idea. But right now, I believe blowing up the boats definitely sends a strong message. And eventually, we're going to have to go in and take out the gangs ourselves, which is going to involve a lot of fighting. But as of right now, we can do it without losing any soldiers, which is good, because we can effectively deal a blow to terrorism without killing any American soldier. So that's why this method is so effective, because you're not killing any American soldiers. At the same time, you still need to do more, which is why we need barricades and why we need to get involved in the crisis as soon as possible. We need barricades for cartel because they're going to constantly swoop in, bring their drugs in. But if we have hundreds of Navy ships waiting for these boats, we can take them out in the sea. And not even just blow them up. We can board these ships. We can seize their product. And seizing product, by the way, gets you a lot of money. It's a lot of money to seize product than to just let it go to waste and blow it up. You get much more money seizing products. Even drugs, I think, make a lot of money once you seize them. So you get a lot more money seizing products than you do technically blowing them up. Oh, my power came back on. That's cool. My power finally came back on. So I think barricades would be a good idea. And eventually we need to prepare for a Mexican invasion with Mexican forces. Not really an invasion, but more like sort of like a civil war. Very similar to a civil war. You have to understand, their country is split by terrorism. Right? This is the issue with Mexico. They're not cartel groups anymore. They're terrorists. They were designated by law as terrorists by Donald Trump himself when he signed the papers. So these people are terrorists. And it is very good to consider that you need to deal with these people. That these people need to be dealt with. And that we can't just let them continue to do what they do. But instead we need to act about it. We need to do something about it. And we need to do something about the drug crisis. About the drugs flowing into America. I mean, there's a war that started not too long ago when we declared war on drugs. War on drugs. And that war has not ended. Just because there has not been an official end to the war does not mean that the war ever ended. The war continues today. The war is still in effect. The war on drugs has not ended. And the war on drugs is another way to say the war on the South. the Southern War, the Mexicans, the Colombians, is a way to say that we are at war with the South. And this is who we focus our attention on, our neighbors. See, that's what Russia did. Russia did a very smart thing in their war with Ukraine. They focused on their neighbor. They didn't go after some Middle Eastern country in the middle of nowhere. They focused on their neighbors. They harvested resources from their neighbors, and it worked. We could do the same thing. Of course, the idea is to work in coordination with the Mexican military. But if that fails, there'll be drastic measures. We need war. Ultimately, what we are looking at here is war against the South. What we are ultimately looking at here is war against the South. So that's my idea. And that's how I propose this. And that's my idea. That's why I like Donald Trump. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. Like, subscribe. And yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.